Hi, my name is Anthony Nitz, and this message is intended for legal professionals. Although it may translate into other professions, my goal is to offer some valuable information for attorneys and legal professionals. This message will be brief as possible because I do know that your time is valuable, and I want to respect that time. If you're like any other business owner, you probably get numerous emails and other communications making claims to get you to the top of the Google listings. Well, the reality is that to make such a vague statement is the equivalent to say that someone would put you on top of the world with little effort. Based on that statement, well, you'd probably likely find yourself on the North Pole with a bunch of imaginary elves. In the case of the internet, it's not quite that simple. Being specific, focused, and knowing your client is more important than ever. Anyone can open up a Google AdWords account and begin advertising and use the keyword lawyer, attorney, legal professional, accident attorney, that sort of thing, and other common terms. And as expected, it is a saturated keyword and very. Okay, so here we're doing a simple search. And you'll see up in the pink area here, these are sponsored links, as well as over on the right side, scrolling down. When we click on the More Sponsored Links tab, it'll tell us how many advertisers there are for that one specific key phrase: Orange County criminal lawyers. So that's your competition. And then when you look and see how much the cost is per click, you can see that it's quite expensive just to get one click on your website. Other related keywords are expensive as well. There are 4 primary and numerous secondary Google advertising strategies. I will briefly demonstrate 2 of these commonly overlooked strategies to help you understand a little bit more. Okay, so I met with an employment attorney recently, and one of the issues that he had was trying to get people to find him before they really knew that they needed him and were thinking about it. And the typical keywords that people would use would be things like, or you would think they would use, would be employment attorney or labor attorney. And when you do searches like that, you see that this is just saturated over here again on both sides with all of the ads. And let's see how many people are advertising with labor attorney. There's 79 advertisers competing for that key phrase, labor attorney. So what if you went back and you said, instead, what are people thinking about when they are considering suing somebody or taking some sort of action or whatever, and they're in an employment issue? You could ask yourself questions, or they could ask themselves questions like, can I sue my employer? Now notice that there are no sponsored ads at the top here. Notice that there's only 2 sponsored ads on the right hand side. Now this is incredible because this means that there's a huge opportunity. Is the traffic the same as the simple keyword attorney or lawyer? No. But when you have 50 low competitive keywords, and instead of 3 or 4 very high, very expensive keywords, you probably get some good traffic. Look right here. Can I sue my employer? 5 cents per click. Very low competition. You know, it doesn't have a huge amount of traffic, but like I said, when you add a bunch of traffic to that, let's look at one more. Okay, how about this one? Can my boss, and look at all of the different searches. Can my boss do that to me? Can my boss do that? Can my boss cut my pay? A lot of people have questions about, can my boss do certain things? Can't my boss yell at me? People want to know the answers to their questions before they start taking some action, and where better to be but right in their face with your own ad right here, right? And this applies in every facet of law. I have not found one yet that we have not been able to put together a program that got to the people ahead of time. So this is the mindset strategy. It's actually my favorite strategy. The other strategy is a competitive strategy. Now, this is up to you if it's something that you want to do. But let's say, for example, and we'll go to a different state here. We'll say bankruptcy attorney in Maryland. Well, we'll do Atlanta. Okay, so now you have a list of the bankruptcy attorneys who are in Maryland. You have the people who are advertising, right? But who is your biggest competitor who advertises the most? So let's say it's let's say it's these guys, Berry and Associates, right? Do you think people would go to Google and type in Berry and Associates in Atlanta? Do you think they do that? And when they do, sure, they get Berry and Associates information here, but just what if your ad was over here again where nobody is advertising? Now, I know, being lawyers, you probably would be keeping an eye out for this for yourself, and if somebody were to do that, and maybe there's some sort of legal reason why people can't do that, but more often than not, when people are searching for somebody, and if your ad shows up over here, especially if it's the only one, it's going to be like a big red beacon. It's almost like standing in front of the other person's building and saying, come to my office instead. You decide if it's a technique that you want to use, but it is a very, very powerful technique. You could also use the domain name as a keyword, as a competitive keyword. So if you went, again, let's just go back to the front page of Google here, so we're starting fresh, and you typed in that domain name and you did a search, then again, they're searching for somebody, but there's no ads over on the right hand side. So this is what's called competitive advertising, and it is a very effective method. It allows you to reach people who are trying to find what you're looking for. You can even do it across industries. Perhaps your area of law deals with something specific, and like a union, and you could use the union name or the union domain name as your keyword to help expose yourself to those people who might be dealing with issues within that union, if that's what you do. So I'd love to meet with you and discuss some additional strategies that we have to get the business to you through your website and other mediums. As you can see, these very powerful strategies can significantly increase your market position and allow you to sneak in through the back door while everyone else is trying to get through the front door all at the same time. These are two of the strategies that should be used by anyone conducting any online advertising, along with the other necessary strategies. Just as I'm sure that you're good at what you do, we are very good at what we do, and we would never try to practice law. And unfortunately, too many business owners trying to take the shortcut to handle their own online advertising, probably because they've been burned in the past, or well, they're just trying to save money, and we understand this. And while not always unsuccessful, it does usually result in wasted money and leaves a bad taste and misunderstanding about internet advertising, and then that's when I get called. Unlike most of the other individuals contacting you who are trying to place you on the top of Google from their place of business in another county or state or even another country, we have an office right here in Orange County, and we're local to your business. You will get to see my face in person. And through the end of next week, I will be visiting with a limited number of attorneys to discuss their marketing strategies and how they too can use these strategies for themselves. And I'd love to have a chance to meet with you as well. So in order to schedule your appointment, complete the form below, and you will be contacted on the next business day, or schedule your appointment by calling me directly at 714-423-3158. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Look forward to hearing from you.